Take Me Home, Country Road, released by John Denver in 1971, is a perfect example of a classic sing-along song. Today we'll be using the original chords and incorporating an alternate bassline strumming pattern so we can inject that country feel. The chords we'll be using today are A, F sharp minor. If you need an easier substitute for this, we can play it here. So you can either use your thumb over the low E string 2nd fret, or you can use your index finger, whichever configuration or finger position you would like to use. You're playing the 2nd fret low E string, 2nd fret G string, 2nd fret B string, 2nd fret high E string. The next chord is an E. We have a D. We have an E7. And we have a G. The intro to this song uses Travis picking. We're going to come back to that at the end of the lesson. We're going to start with the verse, then the chorus, and then the middle section. Let's look at these alternate bass lines first. Breaking this down into two components, starting on the A chord, we have the alternate bass notes and the remaining chord tones with the fingers. So the thumb is playing A, E, A, E, 1, 2, 3, 4. What we inject in between these thumb movements is a down up on the strings with our fingers. So we flick down and then pull back up. A nice light movement. We do this between each thumb position. So we play A string, down, up, E string, down, up, A string, down, up, E string, down, up. Now that can take a little bit of time to get used to, so I would advise you, if you haven't done this before, practice it on one chord. Just get used to that feeling. Thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers, thumb, fingers. It can feel a little bit clunky when you're first starting, but you'll, with a bit of practice, smooth that up a little bit. When we move on to the F sharp minor chord next, the thumb plays the E string and the A string. The fingers again flick the remaining chord tones. So we play E, A, E, A. If you are not playing the bar chord, I would suggest just playing the E string for the bass. We move on to an E major chord. The thumb plays the E string, A string, E string, A string. We move on to a D, where the thumb plays the D, A. This is just a half a bar, so 2 beats. And then we move to the A chord for the final part of the bar. 3, 4. Playing that through slowly, 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the first half of the verse. There's a segue run that takes us into the second half. So that's open A, open E, 2nd fret E, 4th fret E, 1 and 2 and. So that's just a 2-beat bar that continues then onto the A chord as before. to the F sharp minor, E, D 2 beats, A 2 beats. Playing through the whole verse, this is the same structure for the second verse in the song too. 3, 4. Almost heaven. Blue Ridge Mountains. Life is older. Moving on to the chorus now. So we have exactly the same pick and strumming pattern, but what we're going to do here, because it's a very sing-along, singable, vibrant part of the song, we're going to free the strumming pattern up. So we're going to make it a little bit louder and a little bit more open. So we don't want to be muting anything, we just want to keep those chords nice and flowy, big chords. The chords are the same as the verse, but they're shuffled around a little bit. What I'll do now is play through the chorus in its entirety a bit slower than the song and introduce the chords as we move through them. 3, 4. A, E, 2, 3, 4. F sharp minor, D, A, E, D, A. And then we have that little riff again. A, E, second fret E, fourth fret E, to take us back into verse 2. Verse 2 is the same as verse 1. And the chorus that follows it is the same as the chorus we've just done. Moving on to the middle section now. I hear a voice, she calls me home far away. Yesterday, we have a single slow raked strum on the F sharp minor to the E and then the A. So that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. When we get to the D, we have the alternate bass line, 2 beats, then the A, alternate bass line, 2 beats, then the alternate bass line on E, 4 beats. We move back to F sharp minor, strum, 2 beats, G, strum 2 beats, D, 2 beats, A, 2 beats, E, alternate bass line, 4 beats, E7, 2, 3, mute, stop. Counting that through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Following this, we have 2 choruses and then the ending section that plays a repeated E chord to an A chord. Take me home, country road. Take me home, country country roads. We end on the A chord. Moving on to the intro now, we have a little bit of Travis picking on the A chord. Chord position on the chord hand is the A. The picking hand plays thumb on the A string, thumb on the D string, middle finger B string, thumb on the E string, index finger on the G, thumb on the D, middle finger on the B. So this is the first part. Second section plays thumb A, middle finger B, thumb D, middle finger B, thumb E, index finger G, thumb D, middle finger B. The third time is the same as the first time. Putting those together slowly. We now move on to the run that takes us into the verse. A string, open E, second fret E, fourth fret E, which we played in the verse. So putting the intro together. Song structure wise, we have the picking intro, then we have the verse section, which is 2 short verses. We have a chorus, we have the next verse section, which is 2 short verses, another chorus, the middle section, then we have 2 choruses and the ending. This lesson here shows you how to play Landslide by Fleetwood Mac for some more Travis picking practice. I'll see you next time.